guys, it's Caleb from Rokblokz. Today up on the lift we got a C7 Corvette. We're going to show you how to install our splash guards and mud flaps, so let's get into it. Alright, so here's the breakdown on the front flap. You're going to get your flap, you're going to get your bracket, which is out of our material, which is linked to your flap, so we'll go ahead and break that off right now. Break it off, and then we're going to take that and we're going to put it through the hole here, push it through so that it's coming from the smooth side out on the side that has the etchings. And so we'll just go ahead, push that through. That'll be in place, and then you'll note that it has an etching on here that will face towards the rear of the vehicle. It just says rear. And so now that's ready to install. And the tools that you'll need to install is you'll need a Phillips head, you'll need a T15 Torx. We're just going to be using a ratcheting driver, which can be found on our website. You'll need a ratchet with a 9/32 socket, and then we're just going to need a 4mm Allen key. Alright, so first we're going to start at the front of the vehicle. What we're going to need to do is remove this OEM trim piece on the inner fender. It's the plastic piece. It's just going to pull out, and then on the bottom here you'll remove a 9/32 screw. So we'll go ahead, get that screw removed first, and then we'll pop it off. The screw is just located right here on the bottom. Just going to go ahead, use our ratchet, get that undone. Alright. With that undone, we can go ahead, and I'm just going to get my fingers underneath here. If you wanted to use a plastic pry tool, you could do that. Just be careful not to damage your paint. I'm just going to go ahead and gently pull out. That's just going to unclip all the clips, and then it will pull out, and then it has this tab that slides into here. So just note that, and then pop it away, and then you'll be able to pull it free. So now we can go ahead, set that to the side. Now we're going to take our T15 Torx and remove the 3 OEM screws that were underneath that plastic trim. Alright, now with those screws removed, we're going to go ahead and save them. We're going to reuse all the screws that we've taken out, and that's going to mount our flap. Now we've got our flap, which we pre-prepped on the ground with the mounting tab. We're going to take it, and we're going to go ahead and slide this tab up into the hole in the fender liner right there, and align all of our holes. And then we're just going to start with the bottom screw and put that back into the OEM hole right there. So we'll go ahead, get that aligned. You want to leave it a little bit loose just for some adjustment right now. We'll come back to it later. Alright, with that in place, it'll hold our flap. Now we can take it and adjust it and align all the 3 holes. We're going to take the OEM screws and just put those back into where we pulled them out of. Alright, with those all in place, you can go ahead, take a level, put it on the bottom, check for level, adjust it to your liking, and then we'll go ahead and secure all the screws in place. I'm the man, I got the plan. When it hits the fan, do all I can. Alright, now that we've got all those snugged up, the front is done, we're good to move on to the rear. Alright, so here we have the rear laid out. You'll get your rear flap, and it's also going to have a tab that we're going to insert it, so we'll go ahead and get that started. You just want to break it off like so. Take it. It's going to say rear, and that's going to be on the bottom as well, so we're going to feed it from the smooth side that doesn't have etching, and then that's going to come out on the side that has the logo and all the other etching. And then we want that tab to be on the inner side of the flap. So just pop it in. And now that's ready for mounting. Let's go over your hardware. The hardware that you'll need to use for the rear, we're going to reuse the OEM screws, plus we're going to give you 2 of our red nylon clips, 2 1-inch screws, 3 small washers, a 25mm button head M6 bolt, and an M6 clip. So we're at the rear of the vehicle now. Process is about the same as the front, where we're going to remove a bolt from the bottom and pull this trim piece out. But yeah, now we're going to get to installing our flaps. But before we do, we're going to highlight some of the damages that we see on the quarter panel of this car. So if you look right here, you can see all the rock chips from that front tire. And this is what we're trying to avoid with our splash guards. And if you want even more protection, we have our larger flaps available. All right, so now to get back to it, we're actually going to take that 9/32 and we're going to go ahead and remove the screw on the bottom here. There's 4 of them. It's going to be the one to the most outside edge. That's the one we want to remove. Alright, so with that screw removed, we can set that aside with the plastic piece. This is the only part that we won't be reusing. So now to peel this off, just like the front, I'm just going to get my fingers behind it and gently and firmly pull outward to unclip it. And there we go. You may get your plastic clip stuck in here. We'll just grab that. Put that back over the bottom clip here. And now with that, we'll set that to the side. Now we're going to remove these 2 OEM screws with the T15 Torx. So we'll go ahead and get those out of our way.
I don't care, it's a double dare. I ain't scared, you best beware, you best beware.
Alright, so hold on to them. Now we're going to go ahead, set them to the side with the rest of our hardware because we will be reusing them. And now we're going to pull the liner away and install our red nylon clips. So to do so, we're just going to put one right over this bottom hole right here. Put the clip over there, and then we're going to pull the liner away and we're going to put it up over this top tab right here. So put that in place right there. Replace the liner, and now we're good to grab our flap and start mounting. Now we've grabbed our flap, and along with it we've grabbed our M6 bolt and washer, and then we've grabbed our M6 clip. Now we're going to go ahead and install that clip onto the tab here. Now press it on that way so that the extruded part is facing the top of the flap here. And with that on, we can go ahead and start mounting our flap. We're going to go ahead, put this in place here. I'm going to take this screw and put it through the bottom hole of the OEM screw that we just removed, and that's going to go right into that M6 clip. Take our 4mm Allen key and get that just barely snug. You don't even want it all the way tight yet. Now we're going to take our number 10 screws and put them through some washers. Grab our Phillips and our Torx. We'll take our Torx to start with. We're going to take the flap, and it has these recesses cut into it, and that's to allow it to sit over these OEM parts of the body that protrude. And so with that, you can align those. And then your OEM screws will align with their clips. We'll just screw those in. And then for the bottom hole, we'll take our number 10 and put that in. Screw that into the clip down on the bottom. And we'll take our other number 10, and that's going to go into the red clip on the top. Go ahead and get those all started by hand. And then you can make any adjustments that you need. There's not much adjustment with these ridges in the way, but there's a little if you just want to check it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll start securing it by using the Torx, and then we'll do these two last.
As she looks in my eyes, she's in the groove now. Gotta make her mine. I've got to move now. Hell yeah.
Alright, with all the inner screws mounted and secured, now we can finally check the bottom and fully secured that. Alright, now that's the install. That's how you install your Rokblokz splash guards and mud flaps on a C7 Corvette. Thanks for watching.